Currently, 3/4 Necron and a Warden helmet is one of the most popularly used damage sets in the entirety of Hypixel Skyblock, and I'm here to explain why you're probably going to spend about 45 million coins more than you need to if you buy this armor set. At first, I didn't believe it either, however, after looking at the numbers, it all sort of does add up. If you look at the stats on a Necron chestplate, it gives you 40 strength and 30 crit damage at base, which is increased by an Ancient. If we compare that to a much cheaper chestplate, also known as the Zombie Knight chestplate, it gives you 50 strength and no crit damage. So if you compare the two, Zombie Knight will give you 10 more strength and it will give you 30 less crit damage. You might think that that 30 less crit damage will do a lot. However, the 10 strength will actually make up for quite a bit of it just because of how the two scale with each other. To quickly test how much damage you get from having a Necron chestplate over a Zombie Knight chestplate, let me test something out real quick for you. If I test with 3/4 Necron and a Warden helmet and my Scylla on a Hub Zombie, I am dealing a little bit under 1.1 million damage, about 1.095 million damage, so that is pretty good. However, if I switch over to the Zombie Knight chestplate, which you would imagine would be way worse because it is nearly 25 times cheaper, I'm dealing 1.76. That is a damage difference of less than 20k, and you're paying around 43 million for that. Also remember, this helmet increases your damage by a ton, so if I'm dealing less damage, that damage difference will be smaller. I know what you're probably saying, there has to be some drawback to using the Zombie Knight chest, and you might think that it's your EHP. However, it actually isn't. Once again, I am using a Dragon Pet, and I'm going to be first testing with the Necron chestplate, and that gives me a tiny bit under 37,000 EHP. If I then try it with the Zombie Knight chestplate, you'll probably be surprised, I have almost 100 health less, almost exactly. I have less than 100 EHP less, which is a less than 1/3% difference between the two, which you are paying 25 times more for. And yes, there are some drawbacks, namely, inside of dungeons, this is way worse. You are going to be dealing a ton more damage if you are using a Necron chestplate versus a Zombie Knight chestplate. However, outside of dungeons, the damage difference is so small that I would just recommend going with a Zombie Knight chestplate because it is such a tiny difference for such a massive price difference. And if you really want to just completely be dripped out, you can also get the legs and the boots. However, I strongly recommend against this because it is pretty dumb, but I think they look pretty cool, so I got them as well. There is one caveat to this, which is that it has to be floor 7 50 out of 50 quality for this to work. If you don't know how to check that, get something like the Collection mod, and it shows it right at the bottom, item quality floor 7 50 out of 50. With all of this, you will probably save yourself around 43 to 45 million coins by going with this much cheaper, much cooler looking chestplate. I know this is a very short video, and it's also not the first time somebody has noticed this. I did not come up with this. Don't try to pretend like I came up with this. It is not my idea. However, I do want to make sure that I get the word out there because, honestly, a Necron chestplate is kind of a scam for how much it's worth versus how little it actually gives you. With that, I do hope to see you later, and adios.